Hello, everyone, and welcome to your weekly dose of truth tarot. Here's Bird and myself. We're going to take a peek at the cards. We're going to look at where the masculine and feminine are for this week. It is June 5th to the 11th that we're looking at, and where these feminine and masculine energies are. So, what you could do with this is understand where you are at personally, where uh, let's say how that influences your relationship, where that influences your work life, where that influences how you feel. So let's look at where the masculine and feminine are. Remember, masculine and feminine is within each and every one of us. Sometimes we lean more heavily into the feminine, sometimes we lean more heavily into the masculine. Of course, there are a lot of traits that you would need to understand, like the feminine is life, and life goes up and down, up and down. If you could look at this, life goes up and down, up and down. Bird goes up and down. That's life. Life is feminine. Masculine is focused, consistent, right? Why would that be? Just think historically. Think about the way we evolved as humans. Women had babies, took care of the kids, maybe hunted and gathered. Um, and men, the masculine, the males went out and hunted. It was not, so practical for us with a big belly and lots of kids hanging around us to go and do that. So we are more the multitaskers. And the masculine is focused, directed. Why? Well, you have to be really quiet to hunt an animal, right? So you need to hunt something, you need to be quiet, you need to be focused. So that doesn't mean if the female cannot do that. It doesn't mean that the male cannot do the female's job. It's just that we are more suited, and it's going to depend on the individual. Okay, so you need to examine yourself. You're not examining other people. You're not looking at um, general categories that say this is the way it is. You are looking at what is masculine, what is feminine, collective, in the collective consciousness, and in our evolution, and you just study yourself. Now, you can have variations, of course, but there are certain things that you can see within yourself that tend to rise to the surface. Like, I might do more things when it comes to focusing. Um, sure, I can focus right now on what I'm doing. I've got Bird on my finger. I've got the cards in front of me. I'm focusing on lots of different things to get them done, to get this video done. Now, maybe my partner might say, God, how are you doing it with the bird? How do you have the bird on your finger interrupting you? Uh, Possibly. I'm just saying he doesn't like to have too many other things going on. If I ask him a question while he's doing something, he always says, wait, wait. And it's a classic joke that we make about about men. But if he comes in right now to interrupt me, I am not even going to notice. He does come in and I do the exact same thing as he does. It's just that he does it more often. And with many other things, I'm going to do it more when I'm working. But if I'm in the kitchen doing something, I don't need to focus on the thing I am doing, whereas he'll need to focus on it. Now, you might say, no, that doesn't happen to you. Of course, there are many, 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 many exceptions. Okay, there are exceptions to all of the rules, but the exception um, actually proves the rule, doesn't it? So here we go. Let's look at masculine, feminine, where we're going to be this week. I like looking at this. It gives me a sense of not trying to battle something within myself when it's happening. Like if you wake up in the morning and I feel, let's say, unfocused, I don't feel like working, I'm way more in my feminine. I just kind of like want to roll around in bed, get up, fool around, have my coffee, uh, look at something I want to read, or just kind of look out the window. If that's how I feel, and it says that this week I'm going to be more involved in my feminine, then I'm not going to battle it so much because I know next week will be different. Everything is constantly changing in life, going up and down, kind of like the way these cards are sitting. All right, so this card is calling me. Let's see, feminine. Wow, the feminine's in the masculine this week. So this is more visionary. This is a great week to envision what you would like to achieve. It's a great visionary. It's like looking through your third eye and seeing what you would like to create. This is a great week to sit down and go, hey, why don't I see where I want to be in a week, where I want to be in 3 months, where I want to be in 5 months, where I want to be in a year, where I want to be in 5 years, with whatever it is you're focusing on. So that is definitely something to do this week. And where is the masculine going to be? It's so funny. The masculine is going to be in the feminine. So they're kind of exchanging roles. Of course, this makes a lot of sense because when we're in the visionary, the feminine, sort of moves to the wayside, or that's not the greatest way to put it, but my feminine will be less involved in what I'm doing as I'm in the visionary. The star card is also a little bit like the visionary, but it looks at the greater picture and can be more practical, which is the feminine. So the masculine is embodying that this week as well. So we could say that all of the aspects are, even though this is a feminine card, we're really focusing in on the masculine this week. So I kind of love this because it's a busy week for me that's coming up. So I kind of like this, like focusing in on the masculine, getting everything done, envisioning what I need to do. And then, of course, this wee bit of feminine is going to help me look at the entirety of what I need to do and help me get it done. So we're getting more masculine in the feminine, and we're getting a little bit of feminine in the masculine. Truly supportive in this case to deal with whatever we need to deal with in the upcoming week. Very cool. Love it. Super supportive. And yeah, have a great week, everyone. Bye.